That's not an election. To have an election where your opponents have no freedom to campaign, that's not an election. To have an election where you are hacking people, that's not an election. So this was not even an election. And I can tell you that this is new. The UPND are beginning to use this from the time they took over office. Okay, of course we know them that in the past they were a very violent party and they did all of these things. But we hope that when they take over power, they will do what they said. And they try to do what they said by ensuring that they create this independence around elections. And those elections where there was independence, you saw how PF was able to win. We won a lot of by-elections before these ones. Okay. It's because at that time, UPND was just fair and said, let the winner win. The winner won. But when they have seen that their opportunities and fortunes are dwindling, now they are applying what is not democratic, what they themselves said it will not happen, by ensuring that no one has the freedom. We saw how our vehicles were smashed, how our candidates were attacked, you know, to an extent of attacking a radio station during the elections. You know, we saw that in Petauke. You know, we are talking like this, they just come and you walk in and stop the interview. That's your colleague. You when they touch one, they touch all. If they touch the person in Petauke, they can touch you. So all of this shows you how uncomfortable and how uneasy that they became when they saw that PF is gaining ground. And so what do? Apply violence, get institutions of government, the Electoral Commission, the police, and all of this. You saw how the Electoral Commission stopped and brought big challenges. I don't want to talk about it much because it's in court now, in Kabushi and in Kwacha, that the candidates who the Constitution declared eligible to stand were stopped. So they are using all these mechanisms to ensure that it's not a fair playing field for our people. So such an election, I as Greyford will not congratulate them. We'll congratulate them when they apply themselves to tenets of democracy and keeping the rule of law.
Yeah, your party, PF, prior to 2021, in some of the by-elections that were held in the pre-2021 electoral period, branded the UPND crybabies each time they raised similar concerns as yours. But now that you've exchanged positions and you seem to be on the weaker side, what are you doing as a party to weather this storm?
No, we allowed them to participate freely in these elections. There is no election that the UPND will stand and say, when our candidate was going to file in, he was stopped. When our candidate was going to file in, he was picked by the police. There is no such an election. It was free and fair. Free and fair.
They raised concerns of by-elections not being free and fair. At times, some of their candidates did not show up on nomination day, and each time they lost, they were branded crybabies.
So now, so you see, if we are able to pinpoint what were their cries, so if their candidate does not show up, just like us, we had even when we were ruling and even after, we've had candidates not showing up last minute, and those seats have gone unopposed, or maybe the political parties that were available, they've taken over this show. But I can tell you that let's go through the records and check what were their cries. They will talk about violence, and even that violence they were talking about, you realize when the police take a round, they'll find that the UPND were the ones who were actually violent. So there is no case in which during our 10 as PF that we stopped any candidate from contesting. We never. But these ones, where they think that the people in the area are too strong, they've used the massive police to just file in nominations, massive police, to stop a candidate. You saw it in Usangas. They stopped our candidate. So what election is that?
So what are you doing as a party in terms of strategies? Because obviously by-elections have to go on. Democracy still has to run.
What we will do, what we are doing as,
still has to run.
What we are doing as a party is first of all, I will not give you the strategy, because if we give you a strategy, we will be unveiling what is supposed to be used. And these ones, you know, they can go for anything. If we give you the strategy, they will be able to listen in. So we know what we are going to do. And coming by-elections, if they create them, or whichever way that they're going to be created, we're going to win all of those elections. because now we know how to approach such a type of a government. We may even go with one of our strategies may even go, and I'm giving you as a leakage for them to also even get to know this. We may even go with 2 candidates, and we're going to front the weakest. When they stop him, then we put our best. That is one of our strategies that we're going to be using, because now we know what type of people that they are.
Okay. So your party PF has been talking of rebranding following last year's election loss. As you head towards the elective Congress, which is slated for next year. But just this morning, while perusing through the newspapers, there was an interesting catchy headline, which read, and as I quote, that some Patriotic Front candidates are prison bound, and the party risks not having a leader. And this report in one of the newspapers was quoting former Vice President Kabinde. I want to just get your take on that, especially that you also did touch on the issue of some of your party members having been going to court, having been going to the law enforcement agencies on numerous allegations. So, what's your take on that?
Very well. As it is now, as we speak now, none of the 8 of us is a criminal. That's the first point.
Okay.
That you only be called guilty when it has been proven and that the courts have declared so. So as I talk to you now, all the 8 of us, the whole lot of us, the 8, none is criminal. So to project that in 2026, all of us may be criminals and that we may have no one to contest the election, I'll leave that to if it is His Honor the Vice President, who was the former Vice President, who has said that maybe he will explain. You will call him to understand, so that we can understand what he means. I want to tell you that we are 8, and the 8 of us are prepared to even work together after this Congress we're having next year to support one of the 8 of us who is going to be voted as the president of this
But
party.
there are sessions that there may be splinter parties after this convention, because some of these strong personalities may not take it should the unfortunate happen that they lose.
No, none of the 8 of us is stronger than the party.
Okay.
That must be made very, very clear. None of the 8 of us is stronger than the party. And I can tell you that this party is so loved to an extent you can even see people, those people that don't wish us well, thought that there will even be no candidate vying for the position of president for the PF. And I can tell you, in the history of this country, it is the first time that you have an opposition political party with 8 strong contestants for this position. It's the first time. The last time that you saw many candidates would be for governments in power. When President Manawasa died, I think there were about 11, if I can remember, who were contesting for presidency. It's because the party was in power. When President Michael Sata died, we had a big number also of people that contested. You had the Honorable Given Lubinda, you had Honorable Simusa Uba, you had the Honorable Sampa, so there were many. Because that time the party was in government. This party in opposition, 8 strong contestants, tells you that it's a very, very, very strong party. And strong as it is, none of the 8 is stronger than the PF. I want to repeat that one. And if any one of the 8 of us was stronger than the PF, would have gone to form their own political party. So why did they form their own political party? It's because we all know that the vehicle that can make us easily win is a PF. So no one is stronger. Even when we come out of this convention, we'll come back stronger. We'll come back very, very stronger, because now we'll have 8, actually 7 supporting 1. So all our energies and our efforts, that which we wanted to provide when we become president, will all be put at one head. And I'm praying that that one head is going to be me.
What then do you bring to the table if you're praying that that head will be you, and how best are you going to help your party in rebranding?
Okay, so the process of rebranding is exactly what we are going through now, and you can even see that I'm actually one of the products of rebranding.
Okay.
Because we started this by saying, why now you, where are you coming from, and all of that thing that you said. So I'm a part of the branding for this party. And many of our colleagues that are contesting there, you look through, you are going to see that there's true branding. But not only that, we are also going down to our structures to ensure that our structures become strong. And when I become PF president, we'll make sure that we unify the party. Okay, and this unit I'm talking about will go beyond just a political party. It's going to go to the nation also. So in the party, we will invite our old members that left. Some of them have formed political parties. We will invite them to come back home. We are going to talk to those ones that are not very active to come back home. We'll go to the grassroots to ensure that we create structures from the section, the branch. We'll make them strong, the wards, and so on and so forth. We'll respect divergent views. When I become president, we'll respect the divergent views. We'll take advice from the people. We'll not be the ones leading, the people will be leading. What we're going to do is we're going to do the Middle East type of shepherdship, where the shepherd is behind and the people in front. We're not going to be the shepherds who move in front and the cattle or the sheep is following behind. It will be the people leading us from the background. We're going to do servant leadership, true servant leadership, to ensure that we unify the party and make it stronger to win. When I become president, we will unify this country. There is too much disunity in this country. Too much disunity. You see, you have heard of reports of some people because they come from this section, they have lost jobs, they have not been given certain privileges, you know, all of that. It must stop. We have a one Zambia. We need to complement each other. Let that which is produced in Wapula be utilized and be appreciated for by the people in Western Province. That which is produced in Western Province be spent or used in Northwestern Province. There are so many, you know, Zambia is endowed with a lot of natural resource. We are the 4th richest country in Africa with natural resource. Why are we still begging for resources outside from countries that don't even have anything? We've got the copper, we have the gold now in numbers. Why don't we emphasize our efforts on such activities to ensure that we reduce the cost of living? It's very expensive now to live in Zambia. You have seen that when you check the fuel index in the region, we are second last. We're actually in the red. I'm sure you saw that post where the prices have been put. We are so expensive in terms of fuel. This fuel was left at 17 kwacha by the PF. Now it's at 27 kwacha. How can you say that we are improving? We're not improving. We're getting worse. You see, the cost of living. So I will make sure that we, and myself standing on a pro-poor party, which is what the PF is, we'll make sure that we realize this vision from where we left it to ensuring that we increase even more. It is under the PF that Farmer Input Support Program was raised to millions. I think we left it at 1 million the time I was leaving, then later it improved. I think it should have gone to about 3 million or so in terms of beneficiaries. Now, the number is static. Even with that same number, you have heard, no, we are going to give only 80% of this category of the new people because they are perceiving that those that are benefiting were PF. But I mean, in a country, PF members are citizens, UPND members are citizens. Why must we begin to segregate each other based on political party affiliations, regional ethnicism, and all of that? So what I bring, true unity, to make sure that when I become president in 2026, if you are a Zambian, it doesn't matter whether you are Jehovah's Witness, it doesn't matter whether you are Pentecostal, you are Catholic, you are SDA, you are from which region, everyone will have a stake in the development of this country, including contracts being awarded to everyone. Because for me, I think that if we awarded a contract to a Zambian, that Zambian will bring productivity to the country. Okay? It's a country that will benefit. They will invest their money here. And you see, to have a poor country is not anything desirable. Because you can't share poverty. Okay, you can share poverty, you can share riches. And
right. So just on that, you raised an interesting point which has caught my interest, and I'm sure that of our viewers and listeners here. There's been a contentious issue of Farmer Input Support Program, which you touched on. But there have been numerous concerns coming through that some of the inputs have not yet been delivered with the onset of the rains, which is traditionally rather the farming season in Zambia, and people are concerned that the food security may be disturbed. Having served in the Ministry of Agriculture before, where do you feel the problem lies, and what could be the solution?
You know, I'm very grateful that the president and the two presidents actually offered me or appointed me to this very critical ministry. And I can tell you that when we were in this ministry, together with our colleagues, we broke the record and produced a bumper harvest after a very long period of time. The 2013-2014 farming season, bumper harvest. The efforts were not an accident. It was as a result of serious input into this project. And I can tell you that every day at the ministry, as the ministers of agriculture, we sat down to check where the commodity is, how far is it, when is it going to arrive. So by April, we were done with the tender processes. By May, the contractors were already sourcing for this commodity. It's not coming from Africa, it comes from overseas. You know, various countries. In Saudi, it's coming from Dubai, it's coming from Russia, it's coming from many countries. It's not something you just go and buy from the market and deliver. So today, as I talk to you, I've not yet seen anywhere where the government has even just shown 4 trucks arriving from anywhere or a train loaded with fertilizer for onward distribution. I've not seen that one. We used to flag off farmer input support inputs, fertilizers and seeds when they arrived, and would go around the districts. By August, September, the fertilizer and the seed would be in all the districts, and would go. We're in Mwense, we have come. We show them a warehouse, it's full. The supplier, the contractor supplied. People pick your fertilizer, farmers pick it and they go. If there is any fertilizer that is being received now to all the farmers, one is not sufficient. It's not enough. People are now receiving in a cooperative of 23 bags. 3 bags. I'm talking to a farmer in Zambia this morning. 3 bags to share with 20. They are getting medals for fertilizer. We have really taken Zambia 100 steps back. What is happening now is not right. And the next year, we are likely, and you see, I heard a statement, I don't know who said it, but from government, that we have enough maize to feed people up to September next year. When you say that, you are literally subtracting a farmer from the process who is supposed to earn his income, and they wait, and these are rain-fed farmers who wait for the rain season to produce for them to remain floating for the remaining of the year until the next season. Now, if you say, don't worry, there's no problem, we have enough stock for feeding us up to up to September next year or October next year, it means that a farmer is excluded from this process. What happens to them? Must they also get handouts? And this same food that I'm talking about to feed these people is an accumulation from the excess that PF produced during our term. You know that the Food Reliable Agency, their mandate is to make sure that they keep enough stock for at least 5 years in terms of reserves. So what we're talking about now are the reserves of PF. That's what they're banking on. Now, when we get to September next year, feed the people, feed the country, we run dry. What do? We'll go back to yellow maize of 1992 when I was still in school. We'll start to import maize when Zambia is a maize country. So I can tell you that there is nothing happening. This fertilizer, even if it's going to arrive, it will not reach. Already places, areas, districts are impassable. A farmer is not reachable right now. Streams are getting full. How do they even pick their fertilizer? So there is nothing, literally nothing.
Is it possible to have homegrown solutions in regards to fertilizer? Because there is a school of thought that Zambia has structures already in place, and all that needs is to recapitalize them, is to pump in some investments. But is this visible? Is this possible?
Very well. We have seen under the PF, there are many fertilizer companies that have come on board. The green fertilizers, they're producing fertilizer locally. The NCZ, okay, the NCZ during our time were the ones that recapitalized it and brought it back to operation, and we even had the town being lit. You know, it became lit. The people that the workers that were laid out now have become were employed, and all of this happened. So yes, homegrown solutions, very, very possible. We can do this. What it is this, that us working in collaboration with our people will be able to do this. But I can tell you also that to get to this level, the levels or the numbers required for us to get to supply fertilizer to our farmers is a huge process, and it calls for commitment. So if you get a government that is not even committed to supply what is already been produced, you have it even more worse to ask them to put together manufacturing industry to produce fertilizer. They will not be able to do that. Otherwise, I can tell you that Zambia has the potential to feed not just ourselves, but even the region. Just farming alone can be our mainstay of this economy. When we add copper, it becomes even better. Yeah, so I'm really very sad about the position regarding the way government has handled this farm input support program. It's really very sad. Even if you have money today, despite the fertilizer having been doubled in terms of price, from 650, that PF left it to almost 1,200, somewhere thereabout. Even if you had that money, it's still very difficult for you to find the quantities of fertilizer you want to buy today. It's not there.
Okay. All right, let us get to interact with our listeners and our viewers out there. I must make mention that we're live on our Facebook page, Millennium Radio 90.5 FM, plus various online platforms. And just picking on a few comments from our Facebook page, which is Millennium Radio 90.5 FM. We have Paul D. Manawasa, who says, Greyford, Monde, I wish you all the best as a good friend. Though I'm UPND, I have much trust in you, and I know you can rebrand PF well if you are to be PF president. God bless you. Then Mo Fuchimba says, this comrade is very intelligent. Your age, sir, is an advantage. I salute you. Then Eugene Simbai says, I love the way you're answering, Mr. President. You are part of rebranding. Wow, you are powerful, Monde, my guy. Okay. Then Paul Kangombe says, you people mistreated us using the police. We can't forgive you, but we can forgive you, but we can't forget. So these, some comments. Lastly, I think before we open the phone lines about progress, Yampale, quite long. I'll read it quite fast. It says, good morning, Mr. Monde. You can't say that UPND, they have failed on their campaign promises when they have only been in power for just 13 months. Let's be mature with the way we do politics in Zambia. The president has done tremendous work. As long as you don't admit to the people and apologize for all the atrocities your party did to this country, you will never bounce back, because PF was corrupt. It's like rebranding with the same characters. It's a shame. All right, maybe your quick reaction, if you have any, to some of the comments on our Facebook page.
Yeah, so let me start with the literally my good friend, we were together in school with Paul Manawasa, and I know how critical he's been, and he's criticized me before, even when I was minister and all of that, and I'm grateful that he has taken time to look at what we are doing and what we are offering. And thanks so much, my dear brother and colleague. Bakishimba here also was commending me. I'm very grateful. They cannot be one person only rich in knowledge and how to do things. Bakishimba, you and ourselves working together, we can make Zambia better and become a better place for our children, our great-grandchildren, and even the aged, the less privileged currently, not just for the future, but even those that are living now, those who've been struck out of the social cash transfer because they are deemed to be PF, and that they work with the government then. All of those, I want to give you hope that Zambia will be better and strong again. Eugene, thank you so much. I am your guy. I'm happy that you are my guy. So let's work together. I'm really very grateful about this. Brother Paul Kangombe was talking about police brutality and how they were mistreated. I can tell you that, first of all, what we can say is that we cannot change the past, but we can always improve the future. So if Brother Paul feels that they were intimidated or brutalized by the police, that I think he will not stand here to defend ourselves. What we can say is that we are really sorry that the police during our time did this. What I want to ask you, Brother Paul, is to quickly also introspect and see whether or not that police which is not even PF police, it's government police, where that police is now brutalizing the other people as we see it. And I've given you evidence here that they've been picking people, the same police. You are seated here, someone just says, no, I'm reporting you from Tunduma or from Nakonde. They'll come and pick me here. You know, the very, very colonial brutality of the police that wanted to stop us from getting the independence, you know. That police, that brutality you saw in PF, if there was any, now it is actually worse. And this is what Zambians now have said, that no, it was just lies. These people promised X, Y, Z, they've not done. Today, people abandoned in vehicles in a van behind, drive you all the way. They took Honorable Kampiongo. They would have summoned him, say, come to Shiwangandu. They come and pick him in the night, throw him in the boot of a Land Cruiser, drive him all the way uncomfortable in the night with the court. That used to happen during the time of UNIP. Not UNIP, the time before UNIP took over power. Dr. Kaunda would be bundled from here. You know, there's that monument in Mwenengonga. That is the same thing that UPN is doing. Pick a person from Chinsali, drive him to Lusaka, take him to Mwenengonga, lock him there, no relatives, no one giving him food. This is what they're doing now. When they took President Tayari to Lukulu, who was giving President Tayari food there? Nobody. You see? So this one now, it's not even a PF targeted. That anyone who speaks anything now, Brother Paul, let's be sincere, that anyone who now criticizes government is a target for being attacked. Then progress. But progress, what I'm saying is that I also qualified my statement that I'm not saying that the last all this period UPN has not done anything. You've done something, but what you've done is not critical. It's not even substantive. It cannot even guarantee anyone your support, because if the cost of living, which is the pillar of human life, is not being attended to, things are very expensive now. They've doubled, maybe tripled. How can we sit here and say no? 13 months is small. It's not small. Okay. It's a lot. It's not even 13 months.
All right, let us open the phone lines. This is the Interview Tuesdays edition on Millennium Radio. Our guest is Mr. Greyford, Monde, Patriotic Front, PF Presidential Hopeful. The phone lines are now open. You can interact with us. The numbers you are calling us on are 0953 448551, 0962 870921. You're through to the interview on Millennium Radio. Good morning. Your line is breaking, man. Unfortunately, the line is bad there. Hello, good morning. Wow, that one too. 0953 448551, 0962 870921. You're through to the interview. Good morning. And did I ever shan quite?
How do you feel? We know we shan't understand.
All right, wafisha mletu mena kisa. Tatotera. Please kutimwa komaila konaini. Tatotera wafisha. Tatotera. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. You're through to the interview Millennium. What's your name and where are you calling us from? Tasenza chabe bwino kayai mwe ndimwe bandani muchitumila kuti. In dollar. Please go on with your contribution.
Tasenza bwino, masenza bwanji batogi. Twalumba.
Tatata. All right, thank you. Let us speak in two more, then we get to react. Hello, good morning. Good morning. You're through to the interview. Well, what's your name and where are you calling us from? Where are you calling us from? Please go on with your contribution. Hello, Mr. Mwanza. We lost Mr. Mwanza in material. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from? From where? All right, you may please go on with your contribution. Mwachila Shamwisa. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. 0953-445-51, 0962-870-921. These are the numbers that you are calling us on. You're through to the interview. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from? All right, you have 40 seconds to contribute. Please go on. All right, thank you. What's your response to the 4 or 5 calls that you have received?
Very well. Let me just start from the last caller. I'm very grateful for our old man, the doctor, our father, for what he has said in terms of apologies that have been made by our leaders in the PF. Yes, that has been said. And so if our leaders have apologized, it's because they have realized, or all of us realized that these were our mistakes, these were our errors, and so let's work on them to make sure that as we come back, we are coming back as rebranded people. When we lost, immediately we said we are rebranding our party, and this is it. So this is the process of rebranding. That's why you saw those apologies and all of that are said. And that when he says that people protested against PF, the protest was as a result of much more, as a result of twofold. Actually, it's twofold. I'll say it like this. Okay. Number one, Zambians felt that the PF did not provide what they thought should have been the services they expected.
Mhm.
Okay, and number two was the lies. Okay, the lies were too much; they were too sweet to be true. And Zambia said, "Let's try." So it was not an issue of UPND winning. This was a Zambian issue. And I can tell you that the Zambian people, the same manner that they now know that this UPND just lied their way through to government, is the same way they're going to treat them in 2026. Just watch my space. Watch the space. This is what is going to happen. Because the promises of UPND have not come to fruition. And I'm saying here that, yes, there was a time when people said that the UPND has taken out cadarism. And we praised them, all of us. We did. We praised them. But as we stand today, is that still the position? The answer is no. There are more cadres now victimizing people. There are cadres attacking people. They have washed down their success, which should have been put on their score sheet. They've completely forgotten this part. And this is why you see, even themselves, UPND members, those who used to call, today, these are 10 calls. Those normal calls we used to receive from those people who supported UPND are no longer coming on board because they've realized that not only have they lied to the country, they've also lied to their members. So for me, I think I'll put it there. But regarding his last point where he says that
you are gone forever.
Oh, that we are gone forever, yes. Mm-hmm. You see, that one, I can tell you that leadership is in the hands of God. And as PF, we used to say this thing, mm-hmm. that UPND can't be in a church, can't be president and all of that. We have examples now, not just around, where political parties have come back to power. In Malawi, political parties came back to power, and many other countries like that. You saw what has happened in Brazil. You saw these things are happening. Mm-hmm. Zambians have moved away from the culture of just supporting because it's not a team like Arsenal. If you are Arsenal, you are Arsenal. When the match is over, you go back home starving. These politics are services to the people, and these services have not been provided by UPND. So when we come in power, and I wish that our old man, the doctor, would have also talked about the major things that are affecting the people. Things of fertilizer. You've heard that main callers, they are talking about the inadequacies in the service provision. Okay? Even small things. Yesterday on the Greatest Road, from around Bani Motel to town, there was traffic from 12 hours. I'm sure you heard that. It ended around 22 hours. Just a simple moving of a truck that fell not on the road but on the side. There is no commitment. There's no leadership. You ask yourself, those people were stuck in that traffic. Just imagine how much millions they lost because of that delay. No minister showed on site. No leader. That's a crisis. From 10, the Greatest Road was blocked. Where was the Minister of Communication and Transport? Where was the Minister of Works and Supply? That they should have moved in, get serious equipment, and move out that clan from there, that truck that fell. So no governance, no leadership. Let me quickly run to Mr. Msonda Fisho, who says that we need to use the side mirrors to check as we are leading. And first of all, he commended us here for speaking very well. And what we're talking about here is not just a talk show. I think that we're very committed to ensuring that this is done for our people. There's been too much relying on people that are not very faithful and that they don't mean what they are talking about. We as PF, we've always walked the talk. Today, if you ask, what is our legacy? Our legacy for PF will be massive infrastructure construction. We have built roads everywhere. We have touched our farmers. We have given farmers what we call social cash transfer to more than 700,000 aged and less privileged. We have built schools, hospitals, classrooms. This is why, if you were to really rate what UPND has done, one of their major on their rating is the employment of 30,000 teachers and 11,000 health workers. But that in itself, in terms of sharing of the percent, which one is easy to employ or to build where people will stay, those who you've employed? Definitely construction is more of a bigger job. We hoped that by 1 year, 3 months or so, that they've been in power, they have pointed at one thing that they've done. There is nothing. Our legacy stands, and we don't just talk. We talk, we act. In fact, we talked less. There were few press conferences from President Edgar Lungu compared to the main press conferences, including promises around the reduction in the international trips.
Mhm.
You know that now he has beaten the record against all former presidents just within a year. You have the record, you check how many times he travels
Let
out.
us pick our last two calls. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from? All right, please go on with your contribution. Ta, ta, ta. Ta, ta, ta. Thank you very much. We pick our last call. Hello, good morning. Very well, thanks. What's your name and where are you calling us from? Mr. Lucas Tembo in Chongwe, you may please go on with your contribution.
You see?
Ziko Makwambia. All right, thank you very much. As we head toward the end of the program, your first and foremost response to these two calls.
Okay, very well. So there were three others that we did not respond to.
Please.
Maybe. So you see, Toby was asking me to rate the UPND from 0 to 10.
Mhm.
I can tell you, after 1 year of their governance, now they're remaining with, of course, 5 years out of 10 is 2 of each year. So 1 year that they've been in power, going into 1.5 year, I will give them, if I gave them 2 out of 10, I think I'm a very kind marker. Literally, I can tell you that. You see, when this man is talking about as if we don't have leaders in this country, it was terrible yesterday. And people hoped that quickly there should be some measures for alleviating the situation.
So a traffic issue should be blamed on government.
Yes, yes. We have people that are responsible for that.
Okay.
We are in autopilot. And it's not just traffic issue. The way things are happening now, you don't even know. Today, I'm asking myself, where are we regarding issues of agriculture? No statement, no nothing. It's just happening. So to give them 2% is 2 out of 10. I think is too much. Martin, okay, we lost that caller. Then Kabwe Bachanda, this man from Kabwe, Mr. Chanda. He was thanking us and saying that we need to emerge and say that will support one another. Mary from Ndola, I think what she has spoken, I don't want to add anything. She has said it all. The cost of living is too much. People are suffering. There's nothing happening. You're even afraid to receive visitors. You know, we were promised that salad, as we call it, cooking oil, was going to be cheap. You know, there's now that joke of people now going with that small pack of, now they call it a certain name, that which they promised that it will not be available when we form government. Now it's not there. That's what, they used to call it kabag. Now they call it kabag. That small, they said this, we cannot have this. There will be no Pamela for mini meal. There will be no this small cooking oil. It's there, and it's even smaller now, and it's more expensive than PF left it. So, but Tembo, correct. We have taken responsibility, and we have said that where we erred, we've come to Zambians, and we told Zambians that we are going to retreat and look at ourselves, and we come back here, and we want your full support. I think I've attended to those.
So, Honorable Monde, under seconds, when all has been said and done, can you confidently state that the future of your party is still intact and bright?
No, the Patriotic Front is still the people's choice in Zambia, and that I can tell you. And make no mistake, we'll come back strong from this convention. And I would urge all the delegates that are coming that they must look at the 8 of us as the members of the party, and that they must look for a person who's not just going to win the presidency, but one that is going to win the president of the party, but one that is going to retain the party in government, to give you hope, to give you good life, to continue with the construction of our roads in your areas, those which we left. Some of them, we left them midway because we went into an election and wanted to come and continue. They're impassable now. The bridges, they're not there. Nothing is happening. This is a break that Zambia is having for the last 58 years.
All right, when all is said and done, we can only thank you for having joined us on the interview this morning, and only wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, and thank you all the viewers and the callers that have taken part in this program.
All right, thank you very much. Our guest has been Greyford Monde, PF presidential aspirant, and I've been your host, Mugwi Majilala. Until next time, we can only say bye-bye for now.
That's all. Thank you very much. Wow, so where to go?
Now you can stand on your boat, you take it.
Thank you, sir. I didn't take this one.
Thank you, President.
Very well.
Thank you very much.
You are not posing with your interviewer.
Oh, the interview, right?
Yeah.
Oh, give me this photo.
Oh, yeah.
I told you Buhari of 2026.
Use it well. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys, that's where I'll end today's live stream. Yeah, here at Millennium Radio. So this is the studio. Okay, let's take a little walk before I log out. What do we call this? Is this the newsroom, or what do we call it? Yes. Okay, thank you so much. Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We appreciate. Tell the people goodbye.
Oh, yes, sir.
Tell them thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for viewing and watching our program. We want you to keep supporting us. Thank you.
Okay, you've heard for yourself, guys. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Nice meeting you.